Hey everybody, I'm here live with Jen Simpson. How's it going, Jen?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming on the show tonight. This is yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about what you have coming up.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Nice. How's the start to your 2021 been?
Uh, Pretty good, actually. Just a lot of puppy walking and making music, so good stuff so far, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are good things to have in life.
Yeah.
Nice. So Jen is from Neon Bloom. For anybody who may not have heard of them, could you tell us a little bit about your band?
Yeah. So we're a Toronto-based garage rock synth pop band, and we've ton of different influences between the four of us. So yeah, we vary anywhere from like 50s doo-wop to 90s grunge music to 60s garage rock. We cover a lot of bases with that. So yeah, we just
Nice.
put out a new EP with some different influences on it than we usually have. But yeah, so we did like a hip hop track, which was new for us,
That's
and
awesome.
some more like mellow, kind of relaxed sounding melodic type of songs. So yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you recently put out a music video too, which I'm gonna play here for everybody in a little bit, so they can get an idea of what we're talking about here. Before I jump into that, though, I do just want to let everybody know. So right now we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you guys are watching from any of those, you can comment. If you guys do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them there, and they'll come up on the screen here. I see we got Alyssa in here. Hello, Alyssa.
Hey,
Thanks for joining us.
Alyssa.
Yeah, we've also got a donation button over at quarantinesongs.com. We have that for every show. 100% of the donations always get split between the bands. So if you guys can support that, please do. And yeah, that's kind of it. If you guys do have any questions, please ask them. I would love to get some of those in here. And until then, I'm just gonna keep kind of babbling myself and asking you some questions here, Jen.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you were saying you guys kind of went in some different directions on your latest album.
Yes.
What kind of pushed that and like kind of getting outside of your normal comfortable boundaries?
Well, usually what we normally do is we jam together in the garage or at rehearsal factory and we come up with, the songs that way typically. Or somebody will bring in an idea and we'll work on that. But it's usually with our traditional instruments like drums, bass, guitar, keyboard, and vocals. And so for this EP that we just put out, we actually wrote and recorded the entire thing at the start of COVID-19. It kind of was just this project to keep us sane, basically, and doing something as a band. And so it was really, really different because we weren't together at all for it. We were all
Right.
separate and like sending tracks back and forth, and frustratingly at times trying to communicate like how we wanted to structure things or what we wanted to go somewhere and what
Yeah.
effects we wanted. And so yeah, we got through it and we recorded 4 songs. So yeah, everything, they're quite different. Like the instrumentation's different than what we normally do. Just the styles are different. We kind of branched out a little bit into things that aren't our usual type of thing. And again, if we were to record writing in a room together, it'd probably go back more to like our roots, like more rock and roll kind of thing. But yeah,
Right.
it's been interesting, and we're actually planning to work on some more recordings that way, see what happens. So
That's cool. Do you think that like once this pandemic is all over and everything, like how much do you think this current like this year, hopefully and a half, like hopefully this is over not too long, but how do you think that's going to affect all of your music going forward in the future?
uh well, on the positive side, I guess we know we can record
Yeah.
from our own homes and separately and still put something together. And I think the fact that we kind of persevered together and like kept going even though everybody was frustrated at some point and
Yeah.
disappointed. And we'd had plans to like we started working on a full album and being in the studio, and so it was really frustrating to have to put a hold on that. And we were really hoping that 2020 we're going to get an album out, we're going to tour, we're going to do all these great things, and
Yeah.
nothing. Like every other band out there, right? It's just
Yeah.
totally disappointing. And just a real, feels like a real setback, but we made the most of it. That's all we could do, really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's all you can do is like
yeah.
put your energy in a different directions to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, no, it's crazy. Like this was the year at the start of the year. I feel like all the bands I talked to, everybody was like 2020, like this is symbolic, like we're going,
Yeah.
like, and everybody was so prepared for this year.
No, I know it's been brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. What while we're talking about this, so I'm always asking bands about what some of their favorite live music memories were because I'm missing seeing live music so much. Do you got any good stories or memories you can share of us from a time before when that was still a thing?
Going out to shows. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Well, I remember some of the first shows I ever went to when I was like 14, 15, like way back. I came into Toronto. We take the train into Toronto. And who did we go see? We saw like Blur and Pulp and Oasis and like all these Britpop bands that we were super, super into. And Placebo, that was a really great concert. I say Pulp was like top. Blur were amazing. Damon Albarn's like quintessential front man, just
Yeah.
brilliant. Placebo is like blew my mind every time I saw them. Geez, yeah, I miss going to like major shows, and then I really miss seeing friends at Toronto venues and playing and all of it. It's just yeah,
Yeah.
it's so like just the thought of going and seeing any show right now would be so exciting. Like 5 people in the crowd, doesn't matter, it would just be the best thing ever at this point.
Definitely. I really underestimated. Oh, we're gonna wait echo here now.
Oh, I could put headphones on. Maybe that would help.
Maybe. Yeah, it wasn't here before, but no.
Let me try. Sorry.
Cool.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, maybe that'll help.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. I only hear one of myself again. Okay. There we go. I wonder why that never happened at the start, but
Yeah.
thank you, internet, for. That's cool. What about for like you playing live? What would you say is one of your favorite live music memories for performances for Neon Bloom?
For Neon Bloom, I mean, we had some really fun shows, and we went to Taiwan for a mini tour there, and we played this one night. It was pretty packed. Like, we didn't know anybody, and they asked us to play a second night, and it was pouring rain. So the building that we were playing in at this festival was packed full of people, and there was just this amazing energy, and we had a lot of fun playing. I think we have some clips of it in one of our music videos, or the music video for Lighten Up. And Fred, I remember Fred crowd surfed at that show, and it was just like it was like one of those. It was just really, really fun. Like, just everything. It hit every point of being a good show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then the horse.
Now I'm getting like a real crackling from your. I don't know if you're like touching a cord or something.
Oh, it might be. Oh, sorry. The microphone's kind of low on this, so I'll hold it. I'll loop it around here. Sorry. I'll just hold it. I'll hold it.
Cool. Yeah, sorry about that. We had this all set up and good going at the start.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, sorry I interrupted you. You were telling us more about that experience down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that was great. And then I think actually our last show at the Horseshoe was really fun. It just felt great. Like, it was one of my more favorite shows of recent times. Yeah, like I think we're pretty solid when we played. We had fun. Our friends were there. It was just really good. So it was a good one to end on, at least, before all of this. Yeah.
Yeah. And who knew that was going to be their last show? Hey, like I feel like I really would have taken advantage of things and like soaked in the moment more.
Oh, yeah.
This was coming.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about your latest music video? And
yeah.
I'll play that for everybody so you guys can get a taste for Neon Bloom. But yeah, do you kind of want to tell us about what we're going to be watching before we jump into it?
Yeah. So the song's called Our Faces, and it was filmed by a director named Jerry Wolf, and there are a bunch of teenage actors who agreed to be in it. and so he filmed them. It's basically they're getting up to sort of mischief in this small town, but with a political edge. And so he is, basically there's a nod to veganism in there and to police brutality in there, and also it's meant to be sort of in the style of a 80s like John Hughes film, that sort of style. So yeah, and the song is thematically it's about mental health basically, is which, because it was written during quarantine, that was kind of ever present in my mind at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of what it's about.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I'll have a few questions for you about it, but let's jump into it. This is Our Faces by Neon Bloom.
Imaginary prisons are tough. Still life seen enough. Where you're thinking all the wrong kinds of stuff. But just what's talking tough, tough. Just think of all you got to live for. And think it over. Yeah. Stop waiting for the countdown. Our faces become forgotten places in the long run. Waiting for the countdown. Yeah, you're going through some hard times. Get back up again. Don't get so down. Don't get so. Tell me what you wanted to shout. It's time, I think you figured it out. Now you're cracked up like a glass broken cause. Your mind, it needs a break from it all. Oh, negative cognitive transmissions are going over. Yeah. Stop waiting for the countdown. Our faces become forgotten places in the long run. Waiting for the countdown. Yeah, you're going through some hard times. Get back up again. Don't get so down. Oh, I can't be making it up. That's right. Every time I'm shaking it off. Not this time. So come on, open up your eyes and evolve. 'Cause on the ground I found my true God. This life is all you have, so get living. Keep going over. Keep going over. Keep going over. Yeah. Waiting for the countdown. Our faces become forgotten places in the long run. Waiting for the countdown. Yeah, you're going through some hard times. Get back up again. Don't get so down. Don't get so down. Don't get so down.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, Jeff's saying cool song and video. Thanks,
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, no, certainly. Yes, it's super cool. So when you guys were coming up for the concept, how did you kind of come up with what you were going to do for everything for this video? How did that come to be?
Well, the video was really all Jerry's idea, and Fred, the bassist in our band, he's also a videographer and director, so he did go help out with the shooting. But yeah, Jerry's a super talented director. He contacted us, wanted to work on a video. We sent him some songs. That one clicked, and he had these actors in mind, and they did a great job. And luckily, they were able to film it all when there was sort of like after the initial quarantine, and they could do it outside and stay distanced for the most part. or some of them were all in each other's bubbles, and they were like out in Woodstock, so there weren't any numbers out there.
Yeah.
So it worked out that they could film it, and then before cases got worse, yeah. So we're really lucky that he did that, and that it worked out and everything. So I love it. I think it's a great video.
Yeah, I love it too. Simon's saying Jerry Wolf is a wizard. He seems like a wizard from what I've seen. And you've got a new video coming out.
We do, yes. So we have a new video for one of the songs on the EP called Tangerine. And again, we're really, really lucky that Fred is a videographer, and he happened to take this amazing footage while he was on a trip in Cuba. So the footage all comes from Havana, and yeah, he shot it in early March, so right before COVID-19 hit and everything shut down. So yeah, he didn't have in mind what he would be using it for at the time, but he took all this great footage, and after the songs were written and mixed and put together, he thought that, oh, this one song really suits it because it has this sort of Latin style instrumentation in it, and yeah, the mood just sort of suits it with this like mellow pastel colors and old cars and buildings. So it's looking pretty good. So yeah, it's coming out January 29th. Fred, also a wizard, Fred and Jerry. We got some good videos coming out. So our plan is to make one video for each of the 4 songs on the EP. So that'll be number 2. And then we're trying to figure out what to do for the 3rd and 4th ones. We started working on a 3rd one from a distance and outdoors as well, but it was kind of hard. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Holy Hall is trying to figure out music videos hard right now.
Yeah.
Chris is saying Tangerine is fire.
There we go.
And Simon's asking me to ask you how much you like tea. I feel like there's a backstory here.
A lot. They know. They're well aware of how much I love tea.
What's your favorite tea?
Always orange pico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Like anytime we're together or traveling or anything, always like, okay, I need tea, and then we can talk about that, or we can go do like, it's like this, like, yeah, it's my drug of choice. So
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, yeah. you got to get the tea in there. That's funny. So what? We talked about the new videos. You got the one coming out. Possibly, like, do you think those other 2 would that be a potential 2021 release? Maybe 2022. When can people be expecting those?
Well, the other 2 videos we're hoping to put out in the next few months if we can.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, they're the other 2 songs off the EP that's out already. So yeah, we are hoping to have those out 1 per month or 2. And then, so January 29th is when Tangerine's going to come out. And then we'll go from there. And then we're actually already starting a 2nd EP, done the same way from home. So that's underway. We have like a good start on, I mean, one of the songs is pretty much done, and then good start on a 2nd one. So just chipping away, just trying to keep going. And keep busy, keep making music. So
nice.
Yeah.
Alyssa's saying tea is essential for tour life.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah, we should give a shout out to Queens and Kings here. That's where Alyssa's from. If you guys haven't heard Queens and Kings, definitely check them out. They're pretty awesome. But I'd say they're like part of your kind of like the scene that you're into, right?
Oh yeah.
Can you kind of talk about who, like, I guess there's less of a scene now that people aren't playing shows together, but who was kind of in your musical bubble pre-COVID when shows were still a thing?
Well, yeah, Queens and Kings, we played with, and I mean, there are a lot of different bands that we support or that we're friends with or whatever, and but yeah, I'd say the last little while, yeah, Queens and Kings were like a steady band that we play with, and then and actually we have a friend's band in Prague, Hedgehog Eyes, and we went over there to do a mini tour with them, and friends of ours as well. So those guys are great. So yeah, it's really good when you're friends with people, you like them, and you love their band. It's like bonus.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I honestly I didn't understand how much of my like social circle just revolved around going to shows and like seeing bands in that atmosphere that like that there was just so many people in my life that I never saw any time besides for a show, but I would still see these people, every other week.
Mhm.
Which is big wild difference.
Yeah.
Said you can't wait to be playing to play with Neon Bloom again.
Same. I hope that's our first show out.
I would love to see that, Bill. Simon saying Fred is a coffee guy, but Jen is all about the tea. Do you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
These are the
different people.
things that you learn about each other while you tour and work on music. You know what, like everyone likes to drink or eat, or yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, you definitely learn things about people that you probably never thought you would learn about them too.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about touring life? We can reminisce about that for a little while when that was still a thing, because that's what a beautiful experience that nobody gets to have right now.
Yeah. I mean, some really good memories. Taiwan was just fantastic because it was just such an experience to get to go there and to go and play music with the four of us. There's massive language barrier, and we were like always wondering, like how we were going to get to where we're going, and almost missing trains or buses or cars or whatever. So there's that excitement to it, and it was just great. Like the weather was beautiful. We went to a beach and shot a video there and just had a lot of fun. Walked around. Yeah.
That's cool. So that's I think when you guys first came onto my radar was your music video Lighten Up, which was shot partially on that tour, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that one saved up here too that we can play at the end before we switch over to the Spiral Theory. But yeah, how was that tour and just being all those parts seem really crazy, but how was like playing the live shows? How was like the experience of people who a lot of them might not speak the language? A lot of them probably haven't heard your music before. How was that to play, and like how was that energy inside those venues?
So at first, our first show in Taiwan, it was a bit strange. Like there weren't many people, and it was hard to get people into. We played at this small venue before we went to the Spring Scream Festival, and we ended up getting a bunch of the hostel kids to come. Like we were staying in a hostel that night, and so we got a bunch of them to come out, and so it was pretty fun in the end. And then our first show at the festival, it was kind of raining, and we were outside on this stage, and it felt like I got a little bit shocked by the microphone while I was singing and running around. But there was nobody there to start with, and then as we were playing, there were like more and more people showing up, and then people were dancing, getting into it. So it ended up being a good time in the end. And then they asked us to play again the next day, and that was the super fun show I was telling you about.
That's awesome.
Before. Yeah. And in Czech Republic, we had some really good shows. We had a great show in Prague, and then we went to a smaller town or city, and I can't ever pronounce the name, Česká Budějovice. Probably not how you say it, but we went there. And,
I certainly can't correct you.
We went there. I'll just pretend that's what it is.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Yeah, we played with like a Czech punk band, and it was super fun. Like, good times.
What is Czech punk like?
Similar, but I just didn't know what they were saying. But similar kind of vibe and energy. And what I liked about it is that people would like, you can always pick up on a word in the chorus and just repeat it, or kind of, the music transcends language barriers. So you kind of even with the lyrics, you kind of get the gist of it, and with the instrumentation, obviously you can get into it and have fun, and
Definitely. Were you at what was this? I guess this was the last indie week that they had.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, online. I met you there actually. We spoke at
we definitely spoke at the virtual one. I guess my timeline is so skewed at this point, but the last like real in-person indie week, they had a Korean showcase.
Okay.
and they had a Korean, yeah, it was like punk and rock show down in the basement of Revival, and it was crazy to
Oh.
see. Like, it's crazy to see people from another culture. Like, the music is so similar. Like, you don't know, you don't have a single idea anything they're saying, but you still can feel the message somehow and the energy that they're trying to portray without a word of that, which is, yeah, really crazy to see.
Yeah. Another like one of the other favorite bands I ever played with was in London. It was a Japanese punk band, just so good, like incredible. And I can't remember their name. I wish I knew it, but yeah, they're brilliant. Yeah, great
Nice.
show.
Awesome. What yeah, we're coming up on 9 here. So I'll wrap up with a few more questions, and then we've got the Spiral Theory coming up. So anybody who is watching, please do hang around. They're gonna play some live music. Sorry, I had a question, then I derailed myself here. I was gonna ask you what your top songs of 2021 have been so far that you've been listening to.
Oh, 2021. I haven't been listening to anything new. I've just been like kind of rehashing what I like. So like
Yeah.
I listen to I always listen to like Susie and the Banshees. I always listen to The Cure. I listen to Sleeper, who I haven't listened to in a long time. Yeah, who else? My gosh. Yeah, just like nothing recent though.
Yeah.
I've still been like I'm a couple decades in the past still with my music taste. So.
That's awesome. And so once we do get going with music again, what are some? I know you mentioned some of the bands you've already played with. Who are some dream Canadian bands you would like to play with once this is a thing again?
Oh, well, everybody in the band loves Metric. I know that. Who else? I mean, I don't know. There's so many. I can't think of them all right now, but I know there's a band that Fred really likes that he talks about playing with, and I can't think of them. It's another band, Bad Waitress. That would be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, there's so many. But
Nice.
for sure, Queens and Kings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Neon Bloom Queens and Kings.
Yeah, we're gonna set that up.
Wicked. Okay, so aside from the new videos coming out, I guess you got the new EP. Is there anything else fans can be expecting from you in 2021, or I guess it's hard to predict at this point?
Kind of hard to predict exactly, but for sure, the Tangerine video on Friday, January 29th. So keep an eye out for that. And then we'll have 2 more videos coming out in the following months, and we'll see how the other EP goes.
Nice. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna play your video here before we close you off. Before that, do you have any last messages or anything you want to say to everybody during these crazy times and the start to this new year?
Just want to say thanks for checking in if you're there, and just hang in there. I think we're going to I think we're going to get through this hopefully in the next several months, and just keep going. It's like we just got to get through it. There's no other choice. It's going to get better, even if it doesn't feel like it. Yeah, try to stay positive.
Definitely. Yep. Great advice. Okay. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, Jen. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Where's the best place for people to find you? Where are you most active online?
I would say either Facebook. So look up Neon Bloom either on Facebook or Neon Bloom Music on Instagram. Or if you want to go to our website, it's neonbloom.band, and we have basically all our information there as well.
Awesome.
And then Bandcamp, yeah.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks so much. This
Thank
is
you.
Lighten Up, and we'll talk soon, Jen. Thanks for coming
Take
on
care.
the show. You too.
Bye.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, that was Jen Simpson from Neon Bloom. Yeah, that definitely do go check them out. They got some really cool new stuff coming out soon. So yeah, there's lots to be excited for in 2021. So now I've got Sandeep from the Spiral Theory joining us. How's it going, man?
Good, thanks. How are you, Jesse?
I'm great. I'm great. This has been a fun night for me so far. I'm really excited to talk with you and get to hear some live music here.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Unfortunately, Joe couldn't join us because, the whole thing that's going on right now. So I thought, it's better it's just me and you on the show.
Definitely
But
makes
I'm
sense.
sure the guys are watching. So yeah, hey guys.
Awesome. Yeah, for anybody who's not in Ontario, we just went into I don't know, a new phase of the lockdown, I suppose, today, where we're not supposed to
Right.
see anybody or do anything that is non-essential. So yeah, that's kind of our situation here. I do just want to reiterate for anybody who is tuning in now, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you guys are watching from any of those platforms, you could send in a comment or any questions, and they're going to show up on the screen here. We've also got a donation button at www.quarantinesongs.com. 100% of the donations that go there are always split between the bands. So if you guys can support that in any way, please do. Yeah, and that's
Please
kind
do.
of my spiel.
Right.
Yeah. This is a rough time for artists, so we've been really trying our best to like try and find new ways of like keeping some things going. Let's just say, hey, Sandeep.
Oh, hey. Nice to see you.
Yeah, do you have you guys played together, or do you do each other through Indie Week?
Through Indie Week. Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I really am new to the scene, right? Like to the Toronto music scene. So basically, I moved from India only like a few years ago, and to do what I'm doing right now, to play music, like to break out into the music scene over here, and then yeah, just keep going with it, man. Yeah.
That's incredible. So like you came over with that sole like purpose,
Uh,
trying to make music, or maybe not soul, but that was your intent when you came over.
One of the major aspirations, I would say. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. And how is I guess this is a rough year to be asking that question, but how has that been for you so far? How is that projection? Is it going how you wanted to minus the pandemic part?
I would say that we were like picking off like quite well, like, booking shows, and we had like a ton of shows lined up for 2020. So it was like a great set of places like to be, in and around like Toronto. And then all this happened. So, it's like, yeah, you're back to the start, but what else can we do right now? So yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we'll all figure out a way and we'll do well, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna be playing two of your music videos, and you're also gonna be playing two of your songs live. So that'll give people an idea. But do you want to describe the Spiral Theory for anybody who hasn't heard your music yet?
Oh, sure. So we are a Toronto-based rock band, and our sound is more like an alternative modern rock indie kind of a sound. So I would say that our sound is a cross between the Police and Gin Blossoms. So so it's, I know it's sometimes people like, what, really? Yeah, because it's like we got like modern pop melodies blended with vintage guitar tones, and progressive rhythms. So that's our sound.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely to me anyway, like it's very um like modern sounding rock. Like you guys definitely put a
Modern.
very modern twist on the stuff that you do, although you keep some of those old school rock and roll elements to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got that right.
Nice. Um who would you say are some of your biggest musical influences that led to this sound, aside from
Oh,
the two you just named there?
it's so we also do tributes to the Police, U2, and REM, like, to go out and play in bars and festivals. So that's typically the sound that we have as well. So, in a regular night at the bar, so we would just go in and play a couple of Police songs and then just play one of our originals, and people would be like, "Oh wow, that's your song!" And yeah, we kind of like, liked it, and people start digging into it. So it's like, it keeps us going. So that's one motivation that keeps us going, like, hey, we got to play more, we got to, like, write more songs. People are like receptive and resonating to it, so why not?
Uh, that's awesome. I always love when I hear those stories of people saying like we did some covers and then we've been like sneaking some originals in, and that inspired us to do more. Because yeah, I know there's a lot of cover bands that are scared to do that sometimes, because like sometimes that's not what you were hired for, or what the people there particularly were looking for when they came out for the night. So when people have a good reaction to that, like I feel like that really says a lot about your music.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Like, that's one thing that again keeps us going, right? Like, sometimes we could make the bar managers mad or something. Like, hey, people are like, this is not the song that we want to hear. Like,
Yeah, this is a message in a bottle.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
true.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Do you do you want to jump into a song here? We can hear some of exactly
Sure.
what you're talking
So,
about.
oh yeah, absolutely. So recently we released our debut album. It's called Ten of the Tide, and it's streaming everywhere. So check us out. I'm gonna play the first song of the album. So this is an acoustic version of Brace for Echo. If you have heard it anywhere else, you know that this is the this is the first time we did it over here. So let's do it. Slow is the speed where the truth unfolds. The fear and crime make the weakest hide as the brave takes a higher road. I shout at the world in anger. You better prepare for the echo. The leaders lie and believers rise, but the wise take the other side. As gods have turned to close their eyes, angels rise to criticize. Voices screaming, broken silence amplified. Voices believing, smallest waves can turn the tide. Voices screaming, fighting back to save our lives, screaming, because we're running out of time. Go, the core of the danger zone. Open minds make a steady guide through the dark of the roads unknown. I shout at the world in anger. You already brace for the echo. The sun will rise and the evil dies with the devil on the other side. As gods have turned to close their eyes, angels rise to criticize. Voices screaming, broken silence amplified. Voices believing, smallest waves can turn the tide. Voices screaming, fighting back to save our lives, screaming, because you're running out of time. Angels rise to criticize. Voices screaming, broken silence amplified. Voices believing, smallest waves can turn the tide. Voices screaming, fighting back to save our lives, screaming, screaming.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for adding some live music to my night.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's
It's
excellent, dude.
so good to actually know that people are watching it and you're not singing to the camera just all by yourself. So I'm like super excited to do this.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's great to hear. That's super cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Brace for Echo? Oh,
Sure,
and Alyssa's
it's
saying
oh,
awesome.
thank you so much, Elisa. Yeah, so it's I'll keep it short. Like it's a rebel song, like more like it doesn't have like a any particular event or something associated to it. It's more like on a it's out for interpretation, and it's all about fight for the right.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's off your guys' debut album, Turn of the Tide. I would say overall that album felt like it did have a more like political or like strong message to it. Maybe political is not the right word, but you're definitely trying to say something with your music.
Right,
Um,
and sort of like resolves always to a positive thing at the end with the hope that tomorrow will always be better, right?
that's awesome. What kind of pushes you to write in that style and to write those kind of lyrics?
It's just all of us like together we always like have a positive energy, like that's what we want our music to come out like, when we play our songs, like it just has to be like with a positive note at the end, like there are problems in this life, like more like a fairy tale. That's how we grew up, like, right, like
Yeah.
listening to all those things, like and so that's what we wanted to have in our music.
That's awesome. Um, can you tell me about how you went from, well, first off, how this band kind of formed, and what was the process of getting your first album out?
uh yeah, this band formed through Kijiji. I'm not kidding.
Awesome. That honestly,
Yeah,
when I
I
ask
didn't
people that question, that is the number one answer I get, like for Toronto bands.
right, like I didn't know where to post or whom to like approach when I moved here, like I was like, okay, Kijiji, let's
Yeah.
see if this, and it works, right?
Hey man, that's the place to
Yeah.
find artists. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds funny because like I feel like Kijiji doesn't get used that often anymore for much, but like that definitely is still the same, like the place to find a band.
Right. It's I don't know. Yeah, it was like and then I had to like audition for a ton of other bands, but the guys as such were jamming for a long time. Like we're looking for a singer, and then they had their auditions. I did mine with different bands, and then like I think it was the drummer Alan. So he found us, and then he was like, "Yeah, this could be our singer." Like because I posted one of the songs while I was in one of the rock bands in India, so they saw that and like, okay, let's try this out, and and it
Nice.
worked. Yeah, so there you go.
Nice. How different was playing in bands in India as opposed to playing in a band in Canada? Is it the same thing? Is it different?
I would say that like when I had to play in India, I had to like mix a few things. Like so, what I used to do is predominantly play like a fusion with an Indian song and song like a rock song or a pop song. But over here, I just have to be I just can be myself. Like just play the song like just as it is, or have my own sort of an interpretation to it and then play it. And even the band, like we like do tributes, right? Like but we don't look like anything like Sting or Michael Stipe, but we just focus on the music, like play note for note, and then yeah, that
Nice.
we just have like I would say that we don't have like a 200 songs in our repertoire, but it's like 50 songs. We go over it again and again just to make sure that we do it right.
Right. Right. Well, because you guys like it's like a note for note cover band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. How much effort and dedication does it take doing something like that? Like learning all those songs, making sure everything is perfect, as opposed to like doing your original stuff, which I'm sure is a very different game and process altogether.
Completely, yeah, like totally agree. Like for me, I did not even listen to songs like Synchronicity 2 or something, but when I joined the band, I was like, "Hey, learn this song," and I was like, "Whoa, this song is crazy."
Yeah.
But it took us, I should say, like almost like a year to get things ready. Like to get together as a band. We used to like we rented a space up in North York, and then it's called Jam Chamber Rehearsal Studios. Those guys are great. Like they
Yeah.
helped us with everything, with setting us up, and like, you know, and we used to go there and practice like once or twice a week, and yeah, so that's completely like from a cover perspective. From an originals, like, you know, we just start writing songs, and it's mostly Joe who comes up with a riff, and then he would be like, "Hey, this is something that I got," and then like, you know, we all get together or do something like, you know, start off from scratch and take it somewhere.
Nice.
And here we are. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, another great one. I've got a video that we're gonna play here pretty soon. Here, can we talk about Joker's Game?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm always happy to talk about Joker's Game. Yeah. So it's based off of a religious cult that happened sort of in the 70s in US. A kind of a blip in a history event. I would say that it's called Millennium 73. So they brought like a guru from India, and then you know, it never sort of like worked out as they planned. Because they were expecting, I believe, like 1 million followers to come to the show, but they had like a decent one, and also the guy didn't turn out to be like a real guru. So it's a cool video. It sort of works with the sound that we have, like, you know, for the song. So and our friend Johnny, he put together the whole the video. So we just gave him the theme, and he just came back with the video, and we were like mind blown, like, whoa, Johnny, that was great. So yeah. So yeah,
that's crazy. That's honestly like, yeah, that's not even something that I had heard about before I saw this video. That after seeing that video, I had to like Google it and look into like what the hell was going on here, and like, holy shit, like that is wow.
It's every time, yeah, we keep hearing the same thing. Like, you know, I love that when people say that, like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, every time people watch the video, they're like, I want to Google about this, like, you know, see what's going on with this.
Definitely.
With this whole thing, yeah. So
yeah. I love a music video that leads me down a rabbit hole for sure. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I'll play this for you guys right now. This is Joker's Game by The Spiral Theory.
Woo.
The Lord is on the planet. He's in a human body, and he's about to usher in the greatest change in the history of human civilization.
By November 15th, the Houston Astrodome will physically separate itself from the planet which we call Earth and will fly.
This is a festival that's going to be happening in Houston. A 3-day festival, big, huge spiritual festival.
The enthusiasm that I saw with these people here today is understandable.
I was born the chosen one, a king that buys your golden sun. A planned path to peace, millennium 73. Spend our days in a modern shell. Just follow me out of the cell. I've got something to sell. Burn and smell. I'm living well. It's alright. In a Joker's game, I make you feel alright. Fortune and fame.
The political and cultural revolution, it was just, like I say, a warm-up for the greatest transformation in the history of human civilization. It was going to be far out.
The dawn of the new age. I'm filled with love and rage. I found a holy scheme. I'm richer while you dream. I feel like a loaded gun. I make you feel you're at home. You feel all alone. I'm going home. It's alright. In a Joker's game, I make you feel alright. Fortune and fame. It's alright. In a Joker's game, I make you feel alright. Fortune and fame. A fame.
I'm trying to accomplish peace in this world. This is what I'm trying to do.
rumor going around that NASA is tracing and following him around the country because his energy level is stronger than anything they've ever seen before.
What's the purpose of millennium? The word millennium means 1,000 years of peace. And the purpose is to bring peace on this earth. Because this planet was made for peace.
Well, here I am, and I say I can establish peace in this world.
With all due respect, about half of your answers have been very flippant. Don't you think it's time to level with the press all the way?
If any other person gets the same life I get, he's going to blow apart now. A million pieces in a split of a second.
Guy is God. This is the God the United States of America deserves.
Crazy. I've something really interesting that I noticed. So that Joker's Game is actually in the raw category for the Canadian Independent Music Video Awards. This year we had about 175 videos, so I spent many hours just looking through all of these independent videos in Canada, and 2020 had quite a few cult-based videos, which is not something I've seen in the first 2 years that we did this. Why? Do you got any guesses as to why that would be, and why that is more of a popular topic this year than ever?
I don't know. Oh, wow. Okay.
There, yeah, I didn't have an explanation for any. Like, the world's just kind of a crazy place right now. Like, honestly, just seeing that reminds me a little bit of like America right now. Like, the whole Trump thing almost seems like a cult thing.
I just didn't want to say it. Let me be too political about it. So yeah. But yeah, probably yes.
Yeah, crazy times. Yeah, so that's cool. You guys, you got a really cool video for Brace for Echo as well, which is what you played the first time for anybody who missed that. Do you want to talk about that? Like, yeah, I really love how your guys' videos like make sure to tell a message.
Oh yeah, like Brace for Echo is all about like, like it's fight for the right, but we chose like climate change as a theme. So our bass player put together the whole thing, like, he thought about this theme, like, everything that's happening with the climate, and then like, the weather changing and stuff like that. So we wanted to just create some awareness on top of it. Like, yeah. So.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I love when people are using their music to like get behind things like that. I think that's super important. Are you guys working on any new music throughout the pandemic, or do you guys got any new stuff coming out anytime soon?
It's most likely like just promoting the album and stuff like that. So it's still new to someone who hasn't heard it yet. So it's me just doing like a lot of like talking to people like, hey, this is our music, just give it a go and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a plan to like definitely write new songs, and it's mostly like Joe working, and Joe and I are working together like to come up with some ideas. So there's something going. So yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And also we got like the next song is a Shoreline, right? Like that I want to play it. So that's also something that we want to do. Like we have some free credits, and we want to hit the studios when the time is right, and get that going as well.
Nice. Yeah. This is definitely a hard time to be recording music or doing any of that kind of stuff. Like, I don't even now that we have these new rules as of yesterday, I have no idea what the deal with studios is.
I don't know. Yeah, it's too sad for the small businesses. That's all I can feel like. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good for Walmart though.
Yeah. And Amazon, I guess.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. As if the little guy wasn't having a hard enough time before this.
Right.
Crazy. What have you been up to during this pandemic aside for writing music?
Just playing some music, like, just practicing. I think, yeah, my wife has to just hear through all this, like, usually it was in the studios, but it's just at home. Like, what choices do we have right now?
Yeah.
So it's lots of headphones time at home. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like more games, I would say, like lots of puzzles and games and stuff like that. So yeah, and cooking. So apparently.
Nice. That's funny. I thought you said cocaine for a second, but then I
Oh,
realized you said cooking, which would be a different kind of
I wouldn't say that
pastime.
in the show, but yeah, sure.
That's why for a second I was like, no, there's no way he said that. Brain rewire what he just said.
I placed that strategically. Yeah.
Oh, I got thrown off my own thought train with that one. That's funny. Okay, so post-pandemic, what are some bars or venues that you're excited to get back into once we can do that kind of thing again?
Oh, all the places that we were booked before, we just want to go back to them and then just play music. Like, this has been so hard for them and for all the live bands and the whole live music scene. So we just want to go out and just play some music. Like, that's it. Like, pay whatever you want. Just, we want to play. That's it.
Yeah. I feel like bands are definitely going to be a lot more willing to, whether it's a good or a bad thing, but to play for a lot lower rates than they would have originally, just to have that feeling and that energy of being on a stage again.
Exactly. Oh God, yeah. All of us miss that like a lot. Yeah.
What were some of your favorite venues that you guys had played?
Like Linsmore is one of them, and then like there are a lot, like all the venues that we play, like we just love them, like just go there. And I should say that the one that stood out was the one we went to Barrie, like it's called British Arms. Like we just had to go there. We had no friends to invite, so it's just everything on us. Like for the first 5-6 songs, it was like, who are you guys, kind of a vibe that was going on. But at the end of the night, it picked up so much that people were dancing to our songs and they were singing along to Joker's Game, and I was like, how do you know this song?
That's amazing.
like everyone was lip syncing and was dancing to a classic rock kind of a song. I was like, okay, this is amazing. We had a party going at the end of the night, so we were supposed to stop at like 12 o'clock or something, and we went till 1:30 or something like that. No kidding.
Nice. That's amazing. That sounds like a good night. I feel like shows and parties in Barrie are always either like amazing or just a total shit show, and there's not a whole lot in between.
Nothing in between. Yeah.
Nice.
And even at the Powerhouse, sorry, even at the Powerhouse, like the show there was also great. Like, and the last one that we played at Drums and Flats. So yeah, just before the pandemic, like we had like a couple of teenagers dancing to the Police, U2, and REM songs, and we were like, okay, so it's all about music. Then it's not about contemporary music, right? Like it's. They were like dancing, like I was dancing along with them, and I got so tired I couldn't sing anymore.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome. Has the pandemic made you reconsider your live shows at all, and how you guys perform, about adding anything or doing anything differently once this world does reopen again?
More like we have like a dance party set. Like the last set is like lots of like music where you can dance along and stuff like that. We want to add more songs to it. The tribute is always great. Like people come for it and they love it. So, but the dance songs are like the ones that they go home and they remember us. So that's the one that we want to like revisit and add a few more songs.
Nice. Yeah, that was a great part about live music, was you could get like literally immediate feedback on whether people liked it or not.
Right. Yeah. And I'm such a sucker for that. So like, after a set, I just go out just to meet people, like, just talk to them. Hey, how was the music? Did you like it? And hey, you're the singer, like, and stuff like that. So it's like get a feedback immediately and then go and talk to the guys and just keep going. So yeah. So
Definitely. That's super cool. What's one of your favorite shows that you have been to as a fan?
Oh, I think it was like I was in like Sydney for a year, not Sydney, Nova Scotia. I have to be clear when I'm saying that in Canada, it's Sydney, Australia. In 2015, I watched Slash and Miles Kennedy. Oh my God. I was almost close to the mosh pit, and that's it. Like, you know, was a
Nice.
crazy wild night. I broke my phone, didn't care. I was jumping, so my phone fell down, and the screen cracked, but you know, nothing stopped me. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
worth it.
Slash, like probably 10 meters away from me. Like, you know, it's like, oh my God.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that was
That's awesome. Where was that? Oh, sorry. That was at Sydney. I won't know the venue. I don't know why I asked that. I'm just used to asking because like usually those are Canada answers, but yeah, I'm not gonna know the venue anyway. What were you doing over in Sydney?
I was I was a consultant I was working as a consultant, so I was there for a year and was working with one of the telecom companies. So it
Nice.
was fun. Yeah.
Cool.
And playing some live music.
Oh, nice.
here and there. Like, you know, I started like one day I realized I wanted to do something, and I just was busking on the street, and it was fun. I
Nice.
made some money for my lunch. So yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Cool. Do you want to jump into your second live song here for us? It's this is kind of like busking, like internet busking, right? Like
Right. Yeah.
people aren't walking past you, but strangers are still seeing you, so
Same.
kind of.
That's cool. Yeah. And there's a tip jar too, so thank you so much, guys.
Yes, yeah, please. That's at www.quarantinesongs.com. You guys can make this more of a busking experience if you guys do want to head over there and put anything in there. 100% of that always goes to the artist, just as a reminder. So yeah, if you guys can, that's at quarantinesongs.com. I'll let you take this away here, Sandeep.
Awesome. So the song's called Shoreline. Shoreline is a constant reminder to all of us to enjoy the beauty around us with our friends and family. So let's play it. Summer night, starlit skies, a world of blue and green. Days of autumn, the beauty I have seen. Fading light shines on memories, some have turned to gray. The winds of time break me down and blow me away. Life has left me behind, alone in the dark. A mind in shadow, but a beacon in my heart. And a door opens for me. My spirit flies, it's been set free. Old friends are calling me, and now it's time for me to leave and sail across the sea. In nature's world of wonders, strangers become friends. Passionate music, broken hearts that mend. Calling lakes and whispering trees, the winds that sang to me. Serenade of nature in perfect harmony. Time has left me behind, alone with the past. The earth is silent and the sky turns to glass. And a door opens for me. My spirit flies, it's been set free. Old friends are calling me, and now it's time for me to leave and sail across the sea.
withers out of sight. Oh, 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 oh. And a door opens for me. The spirit flies, it's been set free. A return to dignity. Mystic feeling sense eternity. Old friends are calling me. And now it's time for me to leave and sail across the sea. I will sail across the sea. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice. How is it playing these songs just acoustically?
Oh, so different. Like, I miss like the whole band when I'm playing this. Like, I hear so many things like should be there. Like basically it's not there. So I'm like, okay, this is a really stripped down acoustic version of the song. But yeah, I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah, no, they sound awesome acoustically. That's were you saying before with the first one that's the first time that's actually been like performed all together acoustically?
Right. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, no, the songs definitely translate great. Like yeah, I definitely recommend anybody listening to go check out the album Turn of the Tide. But yeah, definitely has a very different feel on the acoustic, but translates beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Yeah, are you when you're doing writing, so I know it's not only you, but when you're doing that, do you mainly write on acoustic? Do you start straight with electric, or what's kind of your process for coming up with those kind of ideas?
I think it's a bit of both. Like, it starts off with acoustic. Like Brace for Echo was on an acoustic. Like Joe came up with the riff and he was playing it, and then we were like, okay, let's take it further, like, and stuff like that. And Shoreline pretty much was on an acoustic as well. Like, so a couple of songs like Joker's Game or like Dream Malady or something like that, it was completely on electric. So yeah, so it's a mix and match of both techniques that, we come up with. And the songwriting would be predominantly done by Alan. So he's our drummer, like Neil Peart, so he's a big fan of Neil, and so he writes the song, he plays the drums, and yeah, so that's...
Yeah, I saw a Neil Peart tribute on you guys' page just the other day.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Nice, that's cool. Who? Yeah, so I know you guys do all the cover stuff. Who would you say are some of your biggest like Canadian influences, if you have any, or like some of your favorite Canadian bands?
Like. For the band, it's actually the bass player was in a Blue Rodeo tribute, so that was one, and then Alan, it's Rush. That's it.
That's the one.
That's it. And for Joe, I think he has like he liked the hip and the metric. He likes the metric and stuff like that. And for me, when I heard the hip, I was like blown away. Yeah.
Nice. Had you heard of the Tragically Hip before you came to Canada?
A little bit, but not much. But yeah, but it's all hip after coming here. So
yeah, you can't live here for long and not have heard of the hip.
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny though. But yeah, that's kind of the thing with them. Like they were super famous in Canada, but never really breached Canada, which is why I was curious if that was something like that you had heard over in India.
Right. It's always like it's either Lannis or like Bryan Adams or Celine Dion or someone like that for us. But the hip, like, after I came here, it's like, I'm going to learn all the hip songs probably sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like, you can't get much more Canadian than the hip. Yeah. Like that's pretty culturally relevant.
Yeah.
Nice. And what would you say would be your top songs that you've listened to so far in 2021? What have you been listening to and streaming?
Oh, 2021?
Yeah. So the last like 2 weeks as of today? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not yet sure, but 2020 I actually met this artist called Michelle, so I even did like a cover of 2 of her songs. She was like an amazing artist, like down to earth, so I was digging into her songs and stuff like that. Like and then we were planning on playing Including Memories from Maroon 5 into our set list. So that was something that we were thinking of from 2020, and yeah, stuff like things like that.
Nice. Yeah. That's cool. And yeah, so you said you guys are potentially working on some new songs. Is there anything else that fans can expect from you guys in 2021? You got any little tricks up your sleeve or anything?
I'll keep it. I'll keep them waiting, I guess.
Fair. Okay, but there's stuff coming, it sounds like.
I guess so, yeah. Like I'm planning something with the new mic setup that I have and everything. So I'm like thinking maybe I should do more from home, work from home, and do some live music and stuff like that. So yeah, that's
cool.
an idea that's going through my mind and with all the band members. So
Nice. I saw you did a collaboration with Cashew Butter as well recently.
Yeah.
You wanna? Because yeah, I know you guys were both at Indie Week. I talked about you guys.
yeah,
quite a
it was
bit.
so funny. We just met and then we were like, hey, we should do something, and it just happened in a week's time. So
Nice.
it was fun to do something like that, and that's something that we wanted to do as well. Like artists, you have to network and talk to other people and see if you can hit it off or something like that. So, and we did with Dave, so it was fun.
Nice. Yeah, would you say going to virtual conferences have been helpful for you this year? Like how valuable has that been for you, just going to those because yeah, now all the
Absolutely.
festivals are online for anybody who is not an artist who might not have attended that. But yeah, I know I saw Sandeep at Indie Week. I feel like I've seen you at a couple more conferences as well.
Right. So it was really good, to actually do something right now when you have nothing much to do, right? But then all those conferences, we were able to talk to people, and some of the actual folks from the industry, and we got the feedback. I don't know how that would have happened. I have no idea. We just improvised with everything with the times, and it just happened. So I'm thankful for all the Indie Week and all the other conferences that they took it to another level and did it all virtually. So it was great.
Definitely, yeah. It's been crazy to see. I've been to some Indie Week was great. I've been to some really terrible online conferences. At the start of the year, I feel like people were still trying to figure it out. But yeah, the ones that are good are great because, like you said, you would probably not end up in a room with some of these people that you end up in a virtual room with, just being able to pitch your music and do all that kind of stuff. So that's been.
Right.
Yeah, the technology has really changed the music industry in 2020. How has that affected you, and what are some of the biggest changes you've seen and benefits with technology in the music industry?
I was just a singer, so but I learning little things around producing stuff, and it's not producer level, but I'm just getting there, trying to understand what can be done from home and things like that. So we also did a couple of co-video series early pandemic, so stages of the pandemic. So we were doing that, so we were trying to do something as and keep it going. So yeah, so it's always technology is it's there, so you got to do something about it, learn things about it, then just say that yeah, it's tough, not my thing or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's becoming such an essential part of being a musician. It's
Absolutely.
so much more necessary than it was before.
Yeah.
And if people are trying to find your music, where are you guys most active? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Where's the best place for people to follow you?
All that you just said, Facebook, Instagram mostly, and then the music is on Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon, Apple Music, all the major platforms. So please check us out. We will have some 2021 as well. So yeah, there you go.
Nice. Cool. Okay, yeah. So I think that's pretty much all the questions I've got. If anybody does have any questions for Sandeep, feel free to throw them in there while I'm wrapping things up here. But yeah, do you have any last messages or things you do want to say while we've got everybody here on this crazy start to 2021?
Right. These are unprecedented times, and there's so much going on. Just stay safe, stay at home, wear a mask when you're going outside, and we'll all, we are all in this together, and we'll get through it.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's so true. Oh. Ben's asking where you got that awesome shirt from.
All right, there you go. Yes, that was from.
That's funny.
Yeah. You know the
Yeah,
answer, Ben.
Ben knows the answer. Yeah, Sandeep sported the custom dropout shirt. Yeah, and for anybody watching, we do have a whole shop set up actually on Dropout now, and we've got some band shirts up there as well, and we've been giving 100% of the profits of that all away to bands. Yeah, and another way we're just kind of trying to keep the music going. But yeah, I always love seeing the bands rep our shirts, so I really do appreciate you putting that on there.
Absolutely.
Nice. Cool. And we've got we've got one last music video from you that we're gonna close out on. Do you want to tell everybody about that one?
Sure. It's called Dirty Water. So it's dark, contemplative, and melancholic. So in this superficial world, like, let's hope that our hearts will prevail. So that's the message with the song.
Beautiful. Oh man, I feel like I could ask you about the message behind any of your songs and you would always have a good answer for me.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, well, Sandeep, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. This has
Thanks
been
for
great. I
having me.
really appreciate you playing the live music. That that really made
It's
my
my
night.
pleasure. Thanks for having me, and thanks for this opportunity. And thanks
Awesome.
for the t-shirt.
Awesome. Yeah, and thank you to everybody who has been watching and tuning in. We're gonna have some more shows coming up. Looks like quarantine isn't ending anytime soon, so we're gonna have some more of these coming up. Yes, this has been Sandeep with the Spiral Theory. Please go check out their music. They got their debut album, Turn of the Tide, which is an incredible album. I definitely recommend it. And yeah, this is Dirty Water. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks so much,
night.
Sandeep, and thanks for
Thank
tuning
you.
in.
Rolling.
In the world of the sane, there's a heartless plot of living fools with a pleasure to bliss. He sees the moonlight glowing over dirty water. Call it nature or call it disease. He merely lives with a code of nothing. He is masked so softly, a state of endless laughter when the times are changing. It's debatable if I even breathe. Just remember he has friends to use, but is left on his karma's knees. Step away from meaning and passion. My focus turns to me. It's enough to live so superficially. It's enough to live so superficially. As I walk down the path of the careless and stupid, did someone hold a mirror to me? Your childish games, Hollywood and Cupid, a takedown of beggars' belief. I never cared and amassed and lonely. Some would say that I never played and never faced the truth of the horror I need. It's too late to water the seed. Just remember he has friends to use, but is left on his karma's knees. Step away from meaning and passion. My focus turns to me. It's enough to live so superficially. It's enough to live so superficially. Am I normal is the same as you're insane? It's a question of life